didn't say goodbye to me when she left. I guess her family wanted to get out of town real fast. Their windows were always broken.
Me don't like the pen at all. Makes me all pimply and fat. Me don't want no babies either.
That's Louise. She was always saying things like that. I was 12 years old when I met her. But Louise, it's a sin to take the pill.
Honey, you're full of shit.
Louise was the only girl that could say the word shit and not make it sound like a curse. She was also the only girl that I knew that did it with her boyfriend, Tyrone.
Ah, honey, it felt like nothing at all. It was like a sneeze. One moment, it was all over.
But Louise, you'll burn in hell for that.
Hell? You think I mind hell? At least it's warm down there.
Louise had this soft, soothing voice that reminded me of a spring breeze. But everyone from Jamaica sounds like that. Kingston, Jamaica. That's where Louise was born. And I was born in Dublin, Ireland. My family moved here when I was a baby, so everyone has Irish accents, except me. Funny that Louise and I would meet here, in the United States. A July 13th, 2016 Washington Post op-ed argues that forgiveness has become a requirement for those enduring racial intolerance in America. The article specifically points to empathetic remarks made by families of victims of police violence.
When forgiveness is the means for white atonement, what is it?
Sorry, just keep going.
It
enables white denial about the harms that racism creates. Playwright Penny Jackson comments on this consequence by the backdrop of forced integration in the 1980s, highlighting the struggles faced by those that genuinely accept all people. Louise and Charleston
by Penny Jackson. When Louise moved into my neighborhood, there was trouble. Black people were supposed to live in Roxbury, which is why her windows were always broken.
Hey, you colored girl! Go back to Roxbury!
I ducked for cover. But that Louise Morgan just stood there as if those snowballs were feathers falling from the sky. That's when I knew Louise was a girl to be reckoned with. I sat next to her on the bus.
Those bastards, those goddamn bastards.
Excuse me, are you going to Sacred Heart Church too?
Church? The closest thing me ever been to church salvation, I'm gonna get me some clothes.
But what about confession?
You Catholic gals I like. It's a big world out there. You ever heard of Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I've heard of Michael Jackson. My Uncle Jack loves doing the moonwalk. Hey, where are you going?
None of your business.
Your name's Louise, isn't it?
Who's asking and what's it to you?
Louise, you must be freezing. There's snowflakes in your hair and you don't even have a scarf. Here, take mine. Thank you. After that, we became best friends.
Now, I know this little colored friend of yours, she may be a good girl, but Patty, there are boundaries in this neighborhood and you may not see them, but they're there, all right?
That's my dad. Whenever he would say things like that, I didn't want to hear any more of what he had to say. Louise's mom was the same way.
Louise, smell children now Catholic, yeah. You stick to your own kind, yeah?
But that didn't stop Louise and I. Many nights, Louise would sneak up to my window and I would call, "Down the window!"
Hey, we kinda like Romeo and Juliet. I'm Capulet, you Montag.
Hey, you wanna go see a movie?
Sure, there's flash dance, but me don't wanna see the little white girl dancing. You ever heard of Bruce Lee who's trying to dragon?
No, Bruce Lee? Who's he?
You don't know who Bruce Lee is? He kicked all your brothers' asses. Don't they have karate in Ireland?
Yeah, but they don't have too many Japanese people. Dad, I'm going to the movies.
Bruce Lee is Chinese. Come on, be late.
We took the T to Cambridge, and there were black people everywhere. I realized we were not in my town anymore. We were safe. When we got to the movie theater, Louise grabbed my sleeve.
We are going the Louise Morgan way. You follow me?
She leaned on part of the wall, and presto, we were in. The movie was just a lot of kicking and screaming, and Bruce Lee had no problem at all chopping all his enemies. Louise loved it. Every time Bruce blasted one of his enemies, she would stand up and scream, "You go, baby!" She also did her own karate, just like this. Soon the lady came with a flashlight and told us we both had to leave.
We leaving anyways. You a pussy anyways.
And we ran, dying of laughter. We walked for blocks and blocks. That's when Louise told me about her dad in Jamaica.
You know, my father has this all the family down in Jamaica where they have braids down to their backs and they worship Bob Marley and they smoke these splits so they can make them feel that they can fly.
What's a split?
Yeah, you have so much to learn. You know, I'm in a tough for no 6 months when I first came to Boston and I want to hear my accent.
But Louise, I love your accent.
And I love your scar. So warm.
Keep it.
Thank you. You know, this is all my mom's idea, moving down here. That she just thought there was too much shit going on in Roxbury, needles and empty booze bottles everywhere you look, but I don't think she knew it'd be this. You should come see my rock collection. I didn't think there were many rocks in Boston.
Louise, I have a secret. I know who throws rocks at your window.
It's okay. Forget about it, okay?
I thought I could cry, but Louise took my hand and held it in her own. It happened the night before Thanksgiving. I could see flames from my window, orange and yellow and red. The fire engine screamed and screamed. The next day, I heard neighbors talking about it at the bus stop. Louise and her mom had to jump out their second floor window. Louise only got some scrapes and some bumps, but her mom broke her arm. No one would ever tell me what happened to Louise and her mom. And I never saw Louise Morgan again. I hope she still has my scarf. Maybe if we lived in a different city or a different time, we could have. But we didn't. And I started seeing those lines that my dad said were invisible. They're not. I started seeing them everywhere. Thick, horizontal, and vertical stripes for people who weren't white and were crossing our street. Where are you, Louise? Do you have a family? Do you remember me? Probably won't recognize me, but I still like Bruce Lee movies, and I'm sorry. That's what I wish I could say to you right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.